Hello, my loves, and welcome to Create Your Life. My name is Simone Leah, and I am your host. And I am so excited to be here with you guys today because today I want to talk you through three things that you can do to become truly limitless in your life. So, this is going to be an amazing subject because I tend to get told a lot that I'm just living the life of freedom. And it's something that I don't really think too much about. So it's one of those things where it just becomes a part of you to be limitless. And I don't actually realize sometimes how my little decisions have created this life so different to everybody else's. So I wanted to dive in with you guys today and just explain to you some of the things that I think and some of the things that I do that have helped me to create this life that I live that is limitless, that I do get to do what I want to do and I do get to live the way I want to live. So let's dive in. The number one thing that I have done for my entire life, my entire adult life, is know my values and have that self awareness of whether or not I'm moving in the direction I want to go. So it's all about knowing my own values, knowing who I want to be, knowing what I want to create in the world, and then having the self awareness to follow that path through. Now, I've known for a very long time that one of my highest values is freedom, which is why people always say to me, "You live such an amazing life." But one of my highest values is freedom. So, of course, I'm going to live a different life to someone whose highest value is something that's the complete opposite. Say, for example, community. So, if you have a really high value around community and family, you're someone who may be less likely to go traveling or move states or whatever. So, for me, as someone who moves states or travels countries and all of that sort of thing, I probably do look very free and limitless because my values are very different. I am someone who values that freedom. I am someone who wants to be able to explore the world and live my life. And I don't have any values that are opposing to that value of freedom. Whereas if you're someone who wants to be free, but you have a really high value around connection, community, and family, if they're your top values, it's going to be really hard for you to go traveling for 2 years or move to a different city or state because that's going to mess with your value of family and community and connection. So, very early on, I identified what my values are, what my goals in life are. And I've just lived with the self awareness of everything I'm doing in each moment. And is that in line with my values and my highest vision for myself? Now, I can't be limitless if I am holding myself back. So, that self awareness is incredibly powerful for having that understanding of what you're doing and the result that it's creating. Because if I do want to live a limitless life, but I am doing something that's holding myself back, that's totally fine. There is no judgment here. But having that awareness that you're doing it in the first place, that's the thing that helps you to become limitless. You know, you can have a value of family, connection, and community and still travel, but not if you don't realize that that's what's blocking you. If that's the belief that's there that's stopping you from getting to being able to live that value of freedom because you have these other values. It's having that self-awareness. I hope this is making sense because I feel like I'm just brain dumping on you guys here a little bit and expecting you to keep up a little bit, which I hope is a-okay, because it is actually about having that awareness of who you are, what you want, and where you're going. And if you don't know those things, it's going to be very hard for you to create a limitless life without getting in your own way somewhere. So, knowing what you want to create, knowing who you are, knowing your values, then you can see the beliefs or things that might be holding you back. Then you can see, oh, okay, like I really want to be limitless, but I actually have XYZ that's holding me back. So, for example, I really want to jump out of a plane, but I'm afraid of heights, and it's totally cool if you can see both of those sides. But if you really want to jump out of a plane, but you don't know you're afraid of heights. And so you just keep putting it off and going, oh, I'll jump out of a plane next week. I'll jump out of a plane next week. But you don't know what's holding you back. You're never going to hit that goal of jumping out of a plane because you're always going to get stopped out by that belief that you don't know about. So self-awareness is super, super important. The next thing with creating a limitless life is about getting out of your comfort zone, being comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because if you're going to live a limitless life, that means things are always changing. Limitless, not limited. Limited is kind of like you're limited in your range, if that makes sense. So there's a limit to your range, which means if there's a limit to something, you can develop the comfortability in that circle or square or whatever your limit is, but you can develop the comfortability in that because it's limited. Whereas if you're going to create a limitless life, you're always going to be expanding outside of the limit that you already have and expanding outside of the next limit and expanding outside of the next limit. You're going to be becoming limitless. So you're going to have to get used to being uncomfortable. Now, there are ways that you can do this and practice this, and it's by doing little things. What makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable? You know, if you're someone who wants to create a limitless life by getting on stages in front of 50,000 people, are you thinking that one day you're just going to get invited to speak on a stage with 50,000 people? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe start by going and running little groups where you lead 5 to 6 people or 5 to 10 people, and then start to build up to running events where you have 50 people, and then, you know, maybe go on stage with someone else who's running an event with 200 people and expand your comfort zone. Now, the reason for this is because it allows your nervous system to feel safe. When you're gently expanding that rubber band of your comfort zone, it allows your nervous system to feel safe, which means you're not doing something and then freaking out and then coming back in and not doing it again because you freaked yourself out the first time. By allowing yourself to gently expand and contract, expand and contract, expand and contract, grow a little bit, move a little back, you know, have the 5 people event, have some calm time, have the 10 people event, have some calm time, have the 50 people event, have some calm time. That's going to allow your nervous system to feel safe enough for you to get to that level of 5,000 people on stage. So getting yourself feeling uncomfortable on a regular basis is going to help. Do the things that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, you know. Try a class at the gym where no one you know is going and see how you feel. You know, take a different walking path, go to a different cafe, take yourself out for dinner. Do all these little things that put you outside of your comfort zone. And again, with the self-awareness thing, have the awareness of what it is that is going to get you out of your own comfort zone. What gets me out of my comfort zone might be completely different to what's going to get you out of your comfort zone. So having that awareness and, yeah, doing the efforts to get out of your comfort zone, they're really going to help you to create that limitless life because you're going to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And to create a limitless life, you've got to get rid of all the limits. You know, you've got to just get out there and start living and be limitless. And the third thing that I've done to create this limitless life of mine is take aligned action. So guys, this really comes into what I always say to you guys about listening to your intuition. I am always listening to my intuition. I'm always following the little nudges that the universe gives me and brings to me and shows me. And I'm always following that. And that also, just listening to those nudges and taking that aligned action, that's what helps you to live a limitless life as well, because our minds are limited. We most likely can't imagine how good our lives can actually be, but the universe knows. So if we were to sit there and think, my life is going to be amazing, XYZ is going to happen, we can't necessarily know what we don't know, but the universe does. So the universe tends to put these little things, these little nudges, these little signs, these little next steps out there for us. And if we can listen to our intuition, listen to those little nudges, those things right there are going to make us limitless. If you listen to your intuition and you follow your intuition, even for just 2 years, your life is going to look dramatically different after 2 years. Even after 1 month, if you listen to your intuition for 1 month, guys, and follow the actions your intuition takes, you are going to be completely transformed. Same with your business. If you listen to your intuition in your business, your whole business will transform in such an ease and flow way that you will just be like, what happened? I just completely transformed and I didn't even know it was happening, but it does happen because we are limited here on this 3D earth with our limited 3D knowledge. We are limited. So when we can tap into the universal consciousness and the limitless potential of the universe and of our higher self and listen to what comes through when we're tapped in, that's also going to make us limitless. That's also going to allow us to live a limitless life. Living a life where you get to create your life, you get to live your values, you get to live your dreams, your goals, your ideal day, have the experiences you want to have, is such a blessing. And everybody has access to this. Everybody can live a limitless life, but you have to actually do the things to allow you to have that limitless life. You actually have to listen to the nudges. You have to have the self-awareness of what you want and know when you're on course or when you're out of alignment. You have to actually do the things sometimes, guys. Aligned action is doing the thing. So to create a limitless life, which I fully believe we all have the potential to create, it starts with these 3 steps, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode today. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you live a limitless life. I'd love to know what a limitless life looks like to you. So send me a message, subscribe to the channel. Please share this with anybody else who you know who would like to live a limitless life. And I really do look forward to connecting with you guys again soon.